Alright, full disclosure here, I googled Facebook questions and just read the first two, so hopefully these are okay. I did not read the whole list, so it's going to be just as surprising to me as these answers are to you. Maybe, probably, who knows. Let's just jump right in. Alright, it says 50 good questions to ask yourself and others. Number 1. What are your nicknames? What do you prefer to be called? I don't really have a preference. I actually just got asked this question today when I was talking to a possible pet sitting client. Some people call me Mandy. Most people call me Amanda. I have a lot of nicknames. Amandatory, Manatee, Manders, etc., etc. Number 2, what books on your shelf are begging to be read? All of them. I have a massive to be read pile above my bed. If I had to pick one though, probably the Charles Bukowski book on cats. That one, every time I look at it, I'm like, ooh. Number 3, how often do you doodle? What do your doodles look like? I don't doodle much often anymore. I used to in high school, especially in high school, and a little bit in college. I would doodle and rip them out and save them. If they were good, I have a notebook of them somewhere, just paste it in there. But I don't doodle much anymore. When I do, it has a lot of squigglies. A lot of like curly cues, like my mom does. What do you do if you can't sleep at night? Do you count sheep, toss and turn, try to get up and do something productive? If I can't sleep, I watch videos on YouTube. And if that doesn't work, and I'm desperate, I try to read a book. Number 5, how many days could you last in solitary confinement? How would you do it? I don't know. I like to talk a lot, so I would probably be in solitary just talking to myself. How would I survive? The constant replaying of memories and probably boring days eventually, because you would run out of good stuff to think about. I'd be up here the whole time. How many days would I survive? Probably not that long. A week? Do you save old greeting cards and letters or throw them away? I have an entire bin of greeting cards and letters. I save every one. Number 7, who is the biggest pack rat you know? No comment. Number 8, when making an entrance into a party, do you make your presence known? Do you slip in and look for someone you know? Do you sneak in quietly and find a safe place to roost? It depends on who's throwing the party. Is it somebody I know? If it's somebody I know and I'm comfortable enough, I'm just gonna barge right the fuck in. If it's someone I only kind of know and I don't know anybody else at the party, then I will probably find the person I kind of know and find a couch. Number 9, what is your strongest sense? If you had to give one up, which would it be? I don't know. My sense of smell is terrible. My taste sense is also really terrible. If I had to give one up, probably taste. That'd be amazing. Think how much fucking weight I would lose if everything just tasted the same. Why haven't I thought of this before? My strongest sense, probably hearing. I don't always listen to what people are saying, but like if a commercial plays and there's a certain voice actor, I can probably tell you who that voice actor is. How many times a day do you look at yourself in the mirror? A fucking lot. How could you not with all this? What is the strangest thing you believed as a child? I don't know. I mean, isn't thinking that a man is going to come into your house in the middle of the night and leave you presents, isn't that strange enough? What is one guilty pleasure you enjoy too much to give up? I don't know. Do I have what's a guilty pleasure I have? Fucking swearing? Number 13, who performs the most random acts of kindness out of everyone you know? Random acts of kindness, probably Danielle at work. Mostly because she brings in baked goods for no reason at all, and that to me is a massive act of kindness. Number 14, how often do you read the newspaper? Which paper, which sections? I don't. I don't actually have a physical copy of the newspaper anywhere. I go online and read the news, but I don't have an actual. Number 15, which animals scare you most and why? I don't like elephants, just because of their propensity to trample people. Number 16, are you more likely to avoid conflict or engage it head on? Both. If it's a conflict I fucking want, I'm gonna engage it head on, but I mean, most of the time I guess I don't like to. I don't know, that depends. That's a good question. What was the most recent compliment you've received and savored? Shauna came up and talked to me. I don't know if you watch these videos, Shauna, but you came up and talked to me about the story I wrote about my aunt on Facebook, and she just said that I did a great job, and that meant a lot to me. Number 18, what is something about yourself that you hope will change but probably never will? There's so many things. My inability to not jump to conclusions, probably. I would love to change that, but I don't know how much I can work at something that's already ingrained. Probably that. There's so much I need to change. I'm a work in progress. Number 19, are you a creature of habit? Explain. Yes and no. I don't have to do the same thing every day necessarily, no. Number 20, are you high maintenance? Explain. Mostly no. I drink the cheapest beer possible. I don't really like to spend money on clothes. I basically wear scrubs all the time. I don't get my hair done, obviously. I don't get my nails done. I don't know. I just, no. When was the last time you really pushed yourself to your physical limits? Oh, obviously not in a very long time. I don't know. Yesterday when I shot the sunset video, I had to climb up the side of a mountain, I guess. I mean, it's a hill, mountain, that's all relative term, and I was fucking dying. Number 22, do you have a whole lot of acquaintances or just a few very close friends, and why? I don't know. That's hard to group people. I have a lot of acquaintances because a lot of the people that I'm closer with are like just general friends. A lot of those people I pet sit for, so like they are friends, but they're also acquaintances. But on a day-to-day basis, probably just a couple of close friends. 23, are you more inclined to build your own empire or unleash the potential of others? Probably unleash the potential of others. I would say that I'm not a great leader. I mean, maybe as I get older, it'll become easier to be a good leader, but I still tend to shy away from that. 24, what's a strange occurrence you've experienced but have never or rarely shared with anyone? Well, the one that I always go back to is when I was in Florida for one of the holidays. My mom and I like to go to this used bookstore. It's actually run by Goodwill. I wish they had more around here, but Goodwill just has specific bookstores in Florida. And the one by her house, we went perusing the shelves and pulled out a Gone with the Wind trivia book, and we opened the front cover, and it was inscribed by my grandmother, her mom obviously, to her. And it was like, it's insane because she's been dead now for, God, she died when I was 12, so she'd been dead a while, and to pull a book randomly from a shelf and see her writing in it fucks me up still, obviously. It gives me goosebumps. I don't, ugh. 25, what do you think about more than anything else? I don't know. Stuff and things? God. I think about a lot of stuff. I really can't narrow this down. I don't have an answer. This is always in a loop. Always. I mean, that's just... 26, what's something that amazes you? The sky, clouds, sunsets, and sunrises. 27, do you prefer that people shoot straight with you or temper their words, and why? That depends on the person. Most of the time I prefer shooting straight, because then there's not a question as to how you feel or what upset you or blah blah blah. Just come the fuck out with it. That's extremely hypocritical, of course, for me to say, because I am very passive aggressive. So while I prefer people to shoot straight, I don't normally shoot straight. Where's your favorite place to take an out-of-town guest? The Varsity, probably. 29, what's one thing you'd rather pay someone to do than do yourself, and why? Fucking clean, man. Do I really need to say why? 30, do you have a catchphrase? Fuck yeah, I do! No, I don't have a catchphrase. I say a lot of things that I think are memorable, but I don't think that other people think those are my catchphrases. 31, what's your reaction towards people who are outspoken about their beliefs? What conditions cause you to dislike or conversely enjoy talking with them? It depends on their beliefs, I guess. That sounds horrible. People are allowed to have their beliefs, just not obsessively in my face, especially if you can sense I'm getting irritated about it. 32, how and where do you prefer to study? I normally study in a very quiet room with a lot of light. Number 33, what position do you sleep in? I am a side sleeper. Side for life. 34, what's your all-time favorite town or city? Why? I can't answer this question. I have too many all-time favorites, and they're all great and wonderful in their own different ways. 35, what are the top 3 qualities that draw you to someone new? The ability to make me laugh, a sense of humor, like sarcasm, and movie quotability. Number 36, how has your birth order characteristics of siblings affected you? Joke's on you, I'm an only child. 37, if you could eliminate one weakness or limitation in your life, what would it be? Maybe my jealous tendencies? Maybe that's one thing. 38, if you could restore one broken relationship, which would it be? I have one that I can think of immediately that jumps to my mind, but he's an asshole and it's complicated. Probably my cousin. I miss him all the time, but he's... 39, if you had to change your first name, what would you change it to? I've never wanted to change my first name. That's never something that I thought, oh, I would be so much cooler if I was named Rebecca. That never bothered me. Number 40, do you believe ignorance is bliss? Why or why not? Yes and no. Depends on what you're ignorant about. 41. What do you consider unforgivable? Ooh, I don't know. There's not a lot. I was about to say there's not a lot that I wouldn't forgive, but we just had the question of what relationship would you fix that's broken, and technically I could something that's unforgivable, murder. But even that, did the person deserve it? I don't know. 42. Have you forgiven yourself for past personal failures? Why or why not? Yes. 43. How difficult is it for you to forgive someone who refuses to apologize? Fucking extremely. It's literally one of the worst things you will learn to do as you age. It blows up. 44. Do you hold any convictions that you would be willing to die for? Probably not. Do you have a gun in your face? Like, show me someone who is not yellow enough to be like, I want to live, no matter what it is, and I will be surprised. 45. To what extent do you trust people? Explain. It depends on who it is. Is this someone I know? Is this someone I'm just meeting? Not very much. If it's someone new, 40% maybe. 46. In what area of your life are you immature? All of them. 47. What was the best news you ever received? I've had a lot of great news in my life. I can't pick one thing. That would be unfair. 48. How difficult is it for you to be honest, even when your words may be hurtful or unpopular? Not at all. 49. When did you immediately click with someone you just met? Why? What was the long-term result? Conversely, are you close with anyone now that you really disliked at first? Yeah. Finley, what up? When did I immediately click with someone you just met? It's been a while, but I have a couple of friends that I clicked with immediately. What was the long-term result? We became friends. 50. When do you find yourself singing? At all times. Sing a lot at work. You sing random phrases. It's just something that you pick up. That's it. That's all 50. Let me shoot this Vlogtober intro. See you guys tomorrow.